See, a lot of people are saying that Sanji should just get over what's happening to his body and just roll with it and defeat Queen. But if you know anything about Sanji, he's not going to easily get over this. Sanji is the type to hold on to his problems until they damn near get him killed. For most people, having a body so tough that swords break on you, and even when some of these guys try to shoot him while he's distracted, I mean, they hurt. In the same way as maybe someone throwing like a rock at you would hurt, and not even like full force, like just it falls on you or something like that, like ow. Or maybe like you bump your shin a little bit, but it's not even like a hard bump. You just have that knee jerk reaction of something hard enough that it could have hurt you hitting you, and it's just like ow. Oh, wait, no, I didn't suffer any damage, never mind. And Queen knows that Sanji's newfound durability doesn't come from Haki. He knows that this is the Germa exoskeleton, which gives you the ability to regenerate, great physical strength, and an unfeeling heart, specifically. And that's the part that Sanji wants the least. He doesn't want to stop feeling. But again, I believe that this is the result of what Sora did. I don't think she was completely adverse to all of the benefits that you get, the strength, the durability, the regenerative properties, all that good stuff, but it's the heartlessness that she didn't want. That's the one thing you should never take away from someone. And so I think Sora's last-ditch attempt was a success because, Sanji's still panicking about not being able to feel, so he still has some form of emotion. But he is worried that he's going to lose his humanity over time, and I can understand that. And considering now most things that would distract him and get him injured aren't having that effect on him anymore, I mean, he's pretty much got all the time to think about it as he can, but he's running away nonetheless because he just wants a moment to just stop and not just see himself as a freak. And all Queen cares about is him unleashing the power of the raid suit and showing him that Germa science. Like, Queen isn't even concerned with the fact that Sanji is just shrugging off everything that comes his way. Meanwhile, with Kid and Law going up against Big Mom, Kid has been basically useless because he keeps reeling over and doubling over in pain, splitting headaches like something's knocking against his head. Law is trying his best, even going in with a counter shock, that little double-fisted electrical blast that he unleashes. And remember, if I remember correctly, that was an attack that really seriously injured Doflamingo. And of course, Big Mom kind of shrugs it off, but Prometheus, he's having none of that shit. It's just like, how dare you hurt Mama? As he unleashes an attack called Stolen Fire that just ignites Law. And then Big Mom goes in with this massive attack called Mama Raid, which brings the hammer down on both Kid and Law, and they're left in a bit of a heap. But Kid and Law just keep on getting right back on up. But Big Mom knows that Kid seems to be doing a good job of dying all on his own. Meanwhile, Hawkins is off just ramming his head into random pillars, doing as much damage to Kid as he can without, completely wasting one of his straw dolls of Kid, with Killer begging him to stop. And Hawkins kind of just takes this time to basically mock Killer, for taking one of the smile fruits for his captain and being so willing to sacrifice himself. Hell, even the rest of the Kid Pirates who were with Killer are just like, why can't we interfere? Why are you telling us not to get involved? Why don't you at least put him down or something? Hell, we're in a dangerous situation with all this fire all around. Why is everything on fire here. Meanwhile, Killer's just like, look, if you release Kid, you can have my life or whatever. And Hawkins is just being really sadistic. Like, you never really would have picked up on this from when we were first introduced to him, but this is something that even Killer kind of picks up on, as Hawkins is just like, oh, Kid is fighting Big Mom right now. And if I remember during our alliance, he had this big dream of taking down one of the emperors. But with everything going on with me and you, his dream is never gonna come true. And you guys, you never really had much of a chance. I mean, I'm preventing you from going further forward, so you might as well cut me down or surrender. At this point, I'll even put in a good word with Kaido for you. Just putting Killer back into servitude yet again. But Hawkins is trying to show him, yeah, this is the power of an emperor. Unsurmountable odd. You should have known, you should have felt it at some point. There was never going to be a way of beating them. But Killer throws all of this back into Hawkins' face, saying, you regret it, don't you? You look back on the decision you made to ally with Kaido, and you regret not standing your ground. Because despite everything that you've predicted, we, all of us who have opposed the emperors, we're still standing. We're still getting right back on up. We're still fighting for what we believe. And Hawkins, he doesn't want to hear it. He doesn't want to hear that maybe his prediction was wrong. His choice was wrong. But Killer says, I won't live with regrets. It's do or die. So tell me, if you take damage without that damage having any place to go, what happened? And Hawkins, I don't know why he's just willing to give away his secrets and all this, but hubris, I guess. It's just like, no matter what damage I take, it goes to Kid, man. Haven't you been paying attention? Don't you know by now? As he goes to strike down Killer. But then Killer just gets right back on up and slices Hawkins' arm off. His left arm, which many a people predicted. And Hawkins, he's freaking out. Like, what? How did you cut off my arm? The damage should have gone to Kid. And Killer's just like, Kid has no left arm, dude. And I guess because of the fact that maybe Hawkins just forgot, or maybe he didn't realize that all that metal that Kid has on his left arm is there as a prosthesis. That was the reason behind it. But Hawkins is completely taken off guard. It's just like, man, is he just gonna not have an arm from here on out? Is this the end of Hawkins? And as Killer removes the last straw doll from Hawkins' severed arm, he's just like, oh, hey, look at this. One straw doll. How many straw dolls do you have left? And Hawkins is just like, you got it right. That's the last one. So he pulls out another card to figure out what the future is. And he gets the Straw Man card, Death Upright. A card of destruction, so he thinks that he should be able to finish off Killer. So he summons that massive straw being with his straw fruit, and it comes bounding into Killer. Now, we've seen this thing get defeated before by Zoro, and the thing about Zoro is he wasn't even at his most powerful in taking that thing down. And Killer, he's pretty close to Zoro's level, as close as you can get without, actually being on that level. And Killer takes this thing down with a quickness, with his beheading claws. The same attack Killer previously used against Kaido, but it wasn't able to do the job because his neck was too thick. But this time, he manages to finish the thing off. But Hawkins, he believes in the heart of the cards and all that good stuff. He's like, no, the cards have dictated this is not the end of the Straw Man. It will rise again and take you down. But then the card that he pulls is the Tower, which catches him off guard and leaves him prone to Killer's ultimate attack, Spin and Sonic. A massive attack that hits Hawkens right down the middle, leaving him laid out on the floor. And the straw man cards the tower means the collapse of the old and brittle and a new way forward. And with that, Kid is able to rise to the challenge of Big Mom, with Killer rooting his partner forward. Not the most invested I've been in a fight. I have been hoping that at some point Hawkins would maybe just turn everything around, because I have been a big wanter, I guess, a big supporter of the worst generation ultimately all making their way to Laugh Tale and the One Piece and all that good stuff, since they were all like rivals of Luffy at one point. And I've always loved the idea of them all fighting together on the same side to some degree, but I guess ultimately that's what Film Stampede was all about. You know, that one time we would see all of the worst generation actually fighting side by side. But I still am interested to see where Hawkins will go from here on out. Hell, same with Apu. Like, they're two of the very few supernovas or super rookies, as it were, who have actually continued to stand in opposition to Luffy and his allies. But a lot of that, I feel, comes from the fact that they sided with Kaido against Kid and Killer during their alliance. And this was a bit of payback for them, because we've seen it time and time again that when it comes to Luffy, he tends to spare people more often than not. Not so much with a lot of the other super rookies. Like, hell, that's why Law had Monet and Virgo prone to getting killed, and this, that, and the other. You know, a lot of the other characters are a lot more brutal than Luffy. But I'm hoping we get to see some good action from Kid going forward and in the future, because he really needs some of those W's to help even his character direction out. Like, Oda has said and been on record that the one character he actually had plans for out of the supernovas was Kid. And the fact that Kid has been the least utilized out of most of the supernovas, it's been very odd. I'm really wondering where he's planning on taking Kid throughout all of this. Whereas if he's just using Kid as a cautionary tale of the direction that Luffy could have gone in if he was a lot more aggressive in his approach. But tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. What did you think about this fight? Are you excited for the battle of Kid and Law versus Big Mom and seeing what Kid can really do, see if he can really pull out something really impressive and get more people back on the side of supporting Kid, as I know a lot of people have lost faith in Kid as Wano has gone on. And what about Sanji? Do you think his worries are warranted, that he will start to become an unfeeling monster like his siblings? Or do you think that's a whole load of malarkey and he'll be just fine? Again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for notifications. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.